to be, I'll make it a little easier. Let's do 1.14 times 10 to the 6th over 4.8 times 10 to the negative 6. Okay, we're going to do the same thing that we did before. We're going to group our like terms, kind of. So what are we going to put together? Our tens. So we have 10 to the 6th over 10 to the negative 6. Okay, we're dividing this time, so we have a fraction. But we have that fraction times, because there's multiplication in between them, our decimals, 1.14 over 4.8. So this time when you type in your calculator, are you going to multiply 1.14 times 4.8?
No, you're going to divide.
Or divide 1.14 divided by 4.8?
Divide.
You're going to divide because it's a fraction.
That's 0.2375.
You got what, Levi?
0.2375.
0.2375.
2375.
Thank you. And we have that times, what's the rule with our exponents this time? We what? We subtract the exponents because now it's a quotient of powers. So I have 10 to the 6th minus a negative 6. Some of you would say the answer is 0. You are wrong. Because we have two negatives right here. So it's actually 6 plus 6, which is 10 to the 12th. Some of us are still not writing this part out, and that's why we're missing the quotient ones. Because you say 6 minus 6 is 0, but it's 6 minus a negative 6. Okay, is this in scientific notation?
No.
Nope. So I have to get my number between 1 and 10. So how many times do I need to move the decimal, Olivia? Once to the right. So if I move it once to the right, I would get 2.375 times 10. I moved it backwards, so am I going to add 1 to my exponent or subtract 1?
Subtract.
I subtract 1, so I actually get 10 to the 11. When you move your decimal forward, you add. Move it backwards, you subtract. Let's do another one. Let's do 9 times 10 to the negative 11th divided by 2.4 times 10 to the 8th. What are my like things?
Your 10.
My tens and my coefficients. Okay, so now I'm going to have 9 divided by 2.4 times 10 to the 11th divided by 10 to the 8th. And my calculator, I can type in 9 divided by 2.4. 3.75 times, what do you do with your exponent when it's a quotient? Subtract. So I have 10 to the negative 11 minus 8. So I get, if you're down 11 and you go down 8 more, you're really far
19.
down. So it would be negative 19. I think if you only have negatives, you can only get more negative, right? Is that in scientific notation?
Yes.
So then that would be our
But the A isn't negative.
But the what isn't negative? It is. You could rewrite that, Berkeley, as 10 to the 11th plus a negative 8, and it means the same thing. Also think about on your number line, if you're at negative 11, you're going to go down 8 more, so you would get further negative, right? Ready? Last example, it's going to be a little more steps. This time you have, let's see how to say this correctly, 6,860,000,000 6,860,000,000 divided by 3 times 10 to the 8th. Okay. Is my top number in scientific notation?
No.
No, it is not. How? But I can make it to scientific notation, right?
Not.
Okay. So if my decimal's back here, how many times am I going to have to move it so that I get a number between 1 and 10?
9.
Yeah,
9. That was 9. Yep. So if I rewrote this really big number as 6.86 times 10 to the negative 9 or positive 9?
9.
Positive because it's a really big number. Divided by 3 times 10 to the 8th. What are my like things that I'm going to group? I hear some of you saying it. Good. So my coefficients, and then I group my same bases together, my tens. When I type it, the coefficients divided each other, I get 2.286666, and it just keeps going. Let's
2.87.
let's round it. 2.287. Yeah. I think the book said to estimate to start with, but we didn't, and that's okay. Times, what do I do with my coefficients? It's quotient, so I subtract, so it would be 10 to the 9th minus 8, which is 10 to the 1st. Is that in scientific notation?
Yes.
So then that will be my final answer.
This
Okay.
is our assignment.
This is what your assignment is.